It is Monday morning and welcome to Mahala Monday, doing what we do on a Monday. My name is Dougal. Thank you so much for joining us. And with us, as always, the wonderful Rhoda.
Thank you, Dougal. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mahala Monday.
No, it is certainly good to have you all along with us. And as always, you know this is an interactive show, so simply you can be in touch with us for anything you need to know. Of course, you simply just go to @Nickay Productions and you're in touch with us, and then it's happiness, because we always talk about something that is really incredible and also pertinent to you, which is what it's about. That is what we do on Mahala Monday.
That is so true, Dougal. And you know, now with school holidays coming to an end and you know, a lot of institutions closing and things like that, you know what, we just thought, let's bring in a bit of a difference at the end of the day, with this basically being our last two shows for today before Christmas and you know, this festive season and all of that. So yeah, some actually interesting topics today, so I'm quite excited about it as well.
And it certainly is, because we've been talking about it, and we actually told you that we were going to do it, because today we're going to talk domain names. This is what we're going to talk about. And this immediately is something that to me is Greek. Do you know what I mean? I consider myself, and a lot of us will consider ourselves techno-savvy in a way. Like, you know, we can do the basics. I can send a text, you know, and predictive text makes it complicated. Even I said voice notes, you know this. So this is what I do. But when it comes to domain names, what is this website? How do you do this? And the funniest thing is, and this is why it's so pertinent for business owners right now, because when's the last time you actually saw a Yellow Pages?
Oh, that's so true. I think the last they dropped one in my front door, and I mean, I don't even use that. I think it's gone thinner. We used to have the stick thing, remember too, where the white pages and we had the yellow pages.
That's true, because, you know, 10 years, not even 10 years ago, like 20 years ago, I needed a business or I was looking for anybody, I would simply go through the Yellow Pages. But that, we're talking now a decade ago plus.
So true.
So now you Google anything. So it is very important that you have an online presence if you're a business, even you as an individual. And this is what we're going to talk about. How do you go about it? What is it all about?
So
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All of these things.
Yeah. And you know, Dougal, with that as well, and me personally, probably on a personal side, and having to be a business owner as well, I do tend to take the you know, person has actually got more personalized, which we'll find out about the domains basically. Take them a bit more serious, because everybody's got the gmail.com, you know, and especially with the hackers, I find that once you get an email coming through, and the very first thing I look at is actually to see what is the domain name. So if it's coming from NetBank and it says .gmail, my antennas go up and I'm like, whoa, 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 something's not right.
So let me understand this. So what you are saying is, if I had to receive, if you had to receive an email from dougal.gmail.com, you don't think it's trustworthy. You get an email coming from dougal.nickay.mycoza.
Yeah. Then I'll take you a little bit more serious, because then automatically I know there is
you were the business.
There we go. And there's a bit more effort in it. But you know what? We've actually got the expert that can explain all of this to us at the end of the day. So giving us exactly the correct information, so that we kind of just pulling some strings here. But our main man, which is Athan Malambo, is a guy from Mycoza, and he's the owner of Mycoza, that will be able to assist us with the information. We can ask him some questions. And remember, guys, this is a live interactive show. If there's any questions you'd like to find out, or about how to create a domain name, who to contact, this is the person that's going to give you all information. So send those questions through to us. Yeah,
and at Nickay Productions is where you will find us. And he's live on screen with us right now.
That's right.
Athan Malambo, good morning. Greetings. Top of the day, sir.
Good morning, Dougal. Good morning, Rhoda. Thank you for having me.
No, certainly. Thank you for joining us. It is really great having you along with us. And as Rhoda said, of course, you're the owner at myco.za or Mycoza. But let's start off there, because this is, you might have heard now the discussion that Rhoda and I had about domain names. And as you can clearly see, Rhoda knows more about this than I do. I know nothing, so you need to fill us in. But could we start off with just a basic one? What does .co.za? What does that mean?
You know, that's a very good question, Dougal, because I think that's something that, even though most business owners have co.za extensions, very few actually know what it actually means or what it stands for. And simply, The ZA, basically, which is the South African extension, okay? So the ZA is the actual domain name for South Africa, meaning in Dutch, Zuid-Afrika. Okay? So that stands for South Africa. The CO basically stands for company.
Wow.
Okay, and that's why. Okay, so the suffix always is an indication of, the reference to the industry or something of that kind. But the ZA always remains stable as South Africa.
All right.
Okay, so if you got co.za, you have company South Africa. If you got org.za, you have organization in South Africa. That's why a lot of non-profits prefer the org.za as opposed to the co.za. Okay, so that's a way of distinguishing the different elements with a suffix.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes sense. No, so you got your institutions, that's AC, which is obviously...
Correct. Spot on. That's correct. Academic institutions.
Wow. Yeah, I see. I told you Rhoda knows a lot more about this because I've certainly seen the orgs and the .za, and I understood it like that as well, because something that was, let's say, .co.uk, that was United Kingdom.
Correct.
Or correct. Whichever part of the world. Yeah.
That's correct, because each country basically has a domain name assigned to them. So each country in the world usually would have a domain name specific. Like in the United States, most people think it's a .com, but that's not true. It's not that's the .us, which is assigned to the United States.
Yeah, and so. So, Athan, let me just ask you this. So you got .co.za and then you got .com. So what would be the difference there then?
Look, the difference there basically would be that the .com was the first, and it was basically a commercial domain and international. So anybody, anywhere, it doesn't have it's not country specific.
Oh, my word.
Okay, so it's basically a commercial, open, international TLD.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
So .co.za is almost a little bit better because it indicates area, maybe.
Absolutely. So that you have these identifiers, and you also notice that search engines would utilize.
I think we got the matrix there. Are you there? I think the matrix is busy with you there, Athan. Yeah. Let's wait till you get jumping back on. But that's quite interesting, Dougal. And, I actually just want to ask him the next question as well, because especially being in that side, obviously, of working with domains himself, my big question is, I wonder how many of them are actually out there. Because if you look at the countries or at least looking at South Africa. Are you there, Athan?
I'm here.
Oh, there we go. Welcome back.
Athan, sorry, just to go back, you were saying, you were explaining the difference between the universal domain, which indicated anywhere, and then you kind of alluded to the fact that the .co.za is a little bit better. And if I can just ask you just to finish that sentence again.
Yes, in relation to, for example, let me just give you an example. If someone is searching for a particular company or product or service, okay, and they're searching online within South Africa, okay, then basically the search engine will use the local extension and serve those .co.za's prior to the .com or any other extension. Okay, so basically it's going to do a localized search first and serve that information. Okay?
All right.
So basically from within South Africa, if you are doing a search, you know what I mean, for, as I said, for a service and things like that, the co.za or the ZA extension will precede everything else.
Okay.
Okay, so the same applies in every other country. So that's basically a way of people being able to optimize and utilize search engines, to serve local content first.
So would that become even area specific? So if I.co.za search something in Cape Town, all the Cape Townians will come up first. If I was in Durban, for argument's sake, people closer to that location would come up first if I was just searching for services.
Yes, but not necessarily in the line of not utilizing an extension in a domain name as much. But now what serves that particular need would be the structure called Google My Business, which basically serves local content. So basically, if you're searching and you have a couple of companies or services that are on Google My Business, okay, that actually have defined themselves as with inside of your area, those search results are going to come up first.
Awesome stuff. So
Wow.
listen, this is now very exciting because we started the show and I actually mentioned to Rhoda, I said, I can't remember the last time somebody used the yellow pages because people actually,
Yes.
and now you Google anything, you know what I mean?
Google anything.
My 5-year-old asked me what dinosaur that is and he thinks I know everything, you know what I mean? Because I just like, have a quick look. That's how I do, and let's be honest, Google rhymes with Dougal, so and I was there first, so really, I'm the one. Now, if we look at how many .co.za domains, because that's what it is, the domain, how many are there registered? Is this a vast number? Is it going to run out?
There's some interesting. That's a very good question, Dougal, because there's some interesting stats that there are well over 1 million registered co.za domains out there. Okay, and by far that footprint is the biggest on the continent. So there's no other country on the African continent that has more utilization for their domain name extension. So ZA basically has the most registered domains out of any country on the continent. And that's very interesting because that actually tells you how technological adoption has taken place in South Africa, and how basically internet infrastructure is being laid out and rolled out in comparison to any other country on the continent.
Wow, that's interesting.
So
Excellent.
Now this is the tricky thing. So we catching on with it, vast numbers with it, and it's happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
Yes. Absolutely.
So Athan, I mean, the two of us been chatting, and I heard via the grapevine as well that there's actually another domain that you want to make us aware of, and that I believe is nom.za. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, here comes the cherry.
And what is the meaning of it?
That's a very interesting question. I mean, what's the meaning? Because very few people are aware of the fact that the nom.za exists.
I've never heard of it.
First of all, exactly. So the nom.za, just to give you a very brief update relating to it, it's been around for a couple of years.
Wow.
And it was literally what you can call a developmental extension, meaning that, it as opposed to the co.za, which is a commercial domain name, meaning that you actually purchase it, okay? And then you own it. Nom doesn't work exactly that way. Nom was basically developed for personalized branding. Okay, so whereas co.za, you would use your company's name, or anything you want because it's open and it's commercial. A nom was very specific to personal branding. For example, you could own rhoda.nom.za, or dougal.nom.za. But because nom.za was not commercial, meaning that it's free of charge for everyone, okay? And it's the order there, it was put together by Mike Jenkins to basically further internet adoption in the country. Okay, so that everybody can have their own name extension, and personally or utilize themselves as a personal brand.
Wow.
Okay, but because it did not have commercial value, it was never marketed. There are no companies that actually sell or facilitate the nom.za. Okay, and we are basically aimed to change that specifically to help everybody get their personal name branded, because nowadays you have internet adoption being a no-brainer. You know what I mean? In the sense that millennials, also the way the millennials do business, you've got influencers, you've got YouTubers, you've got bloggers, and these youngsters are actually coming up and earning vast amounts of money. And they're not interested in the co.za because that refers to a company, and they're not a company. They utilize their personal branding, their names, and this facility has been made available. Just they don't know about it.
Oh.
Whoa,
They don't
whoa,
know
whoa, whoa.
that they can.
Hold the boat
Stop
here.
the
Just let's reverse how here just a little bit. All right. So you saying if I had to do dugald.nom.za, this is free.
Free. Absolutely. Mahala.
Mahala.
Mahala. Okay.
Okay. All right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Let me get over that first.
While Dougal gets over that one, you know what? Our influencers out there, our YouTubers, I mean, this is the perfect platform for you. And, you know, just to actually look at this and, you know, if you want more information,
Yeah.
you know, Athan is there. You know, we'll give his details afterwards. And it's free.
Yeah. Athan,
Mahala.
Absolutely free.
So getting in it, so I understand what you're saying in terms of .co.za having the commercial sense, the .com that you explained earlier being not localized in any way, sort of having an international thing, which kind of makes me think there's something .universe out there as well, which, if you Google on Mars or wherever. But so getting back, so the NOM, N-O-M, what is this now? What is that? Is that for Latin?
Actually, once again, interesting question, because yes, what does it mean? N-O-M, basically, nom is French for name.
All right.
And because you'd want to keep a TLD as short as possible, you know, it is a little shorter than the English version, you know, in letters. So, you know what, also it just sounds a little sexier, you know what I mean, nom.za, as opposed to name.za, you know what I mean? So, yes, nom is French for name.
So, sorry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you want to ask on that?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well, not so much on the French thing, but now this is basically so you could do a personal brand. Sorry, I'm still getting over the shock that I could do this and not pay anybody. All right.
Exactly.
This I'm still getting over this. But now, so I want to know. So why have we never heard of nom.co.za?
I think, look, there's two reasons I think why we've never heard of it. Because when nom.za was conceived and put into place by Mike Jenkins, it was literally, there was no big move relating to personal branding back then. You know, we didn't have the millennials coming up with the internet, with blogging, with YouTubers, and that particular space. Now things have changed, where that space, these millennials utilize personal branding, you know, and there's nothing specific for them. So I think that now we'll see the .nom registrations, you know what I mean, start to come into to being, you know what I mean, and people starting to adopt that specific TLD, you know, nom.za, you know. And not only that, as I said, you know what, it wasn't marketed by companies because it didn't have any commercial value. It's free. It's a completely free extension, you know what I mean, utilized to develop a specific market. So that's a very, very big thing to keep in mind. So you look, why would they promote something which is going to have to be given free of charge? You know what I mean?
But when you say that, when you say there's no commercial value, that purely you're referring to me selling you a product, right?
That's correct. You can't sell it.
Exactly.
You cannot sell it.
When we're looking at as you so eloquently put, in terms of the influencers, the YouTubers, the trendsetters. I mean, there's so much social media out there. TikTok, there's whatever, Instagram. I mean, we're talking vast numbers of followers here. If you had the nom.co.za, that is your personal brand. The commercial value that you then own in terms of that brand. Now we're talking astronomical things.
Yes. That's why I would say that, you know what, Google, you're spot on there with the nom.za. You know what, if you have over 1 million registered co.zas, okay, you can imagine what the actual amount of value there is relating to how many nom.zas we're going to have registered in the next couple of years upcoming. I do think that the nom.za is going to be a serious contender against the co.za.
Okay.
You know, because obviously there are far more non-incorporated small businesses, you know what I mean, and sole proprietors and people that utilize personal branding out there than there actually are in corporates, you know what I mean, or formal business structures.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so the space is huge, and I do think that the CO.ZA is going to see a huge competition from the nom.za
All right.
very soon.
I've got a couple of questions. Sorry, Rhoda.
Yeah.
The first question I've got, who's Mark
Rhoda's
Jenkins?
on the run at the moment.
Pardon me?
Mark Jenkins, the name
Mark
you refer to, the
Yes,
person.
that's
Yeah.
correct. Correct.
I've
Correct.
also heard it the whole time.
Basically, he's basically the operator of the nom.za space. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So he's the person that conceived it, put everything into place. You know what I mean? For the development of personalized branding in the South African namespace.
All right. Okay.
Just a bit of clarity then on that. Say I register my one now, which is like,
Yes.
say my name now. I have the sole right to that name alone. Nobody else, obviously, at this point can use my name because I've
Correct.
chosen that.
Correct. But Rhoda, you spot on. So if you register rhoda.nom.za, okay, then you have the sole right to that name, Rhoda. Nobody else can go and register rhoda.nom.za, okay? Unless for some reason you give it up, you know what I mean? They will have to use something different, you know? So there's going to be, as the word gets out relating to the nom.za, there's going to be competition for that namespace, you know, because there's a lot of Rhodas out there, you know what I mean? And whoever comes first is going to get it. So it's a matter of first come, first serve, you know? Otherwise, the next person is going to have to change their name to something else, you know what I mean? Maybe add their surname, you know what I mean? Or just utilize their surname.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So yeah, this is a wonderful opportunity because now you get to create, you can have a personal brand.
Your personal brand.
Correct.
Yeah, and Athan, we're going to talk about how do you quickly register for this, and also, and I want to highlight some of the services that you offer with us. But in terms of registering that personal brand, having a personal brand, this is where, and I mean, we got to speak to people like you who can sort of predict the future. Because and hear me out when I say this, because you operate in the space of information technology and stuff, and you can project the trends that the personal brand is going to become a lot bigger. And even if we just consider the last year or so, lockdown, we had all this time to ourselves, and you know, people are a lot more at home. Our personal brands become a little bit bigger now and better, and that might be the shift going from, that might become as big as social media has been, because now it's easier for me to just follow that specific person. With that being said, do you project and foresee that this is the way forward now? This is what people are going to be doing?
Look, it's not a matter of projection, you know, it's the new normal. If you look at the trends all over around the world, I mean, what's happening to the stock markets? You know, it's the big tech giants that are not folding. These guys are actually, during this, they're making money. You know what I mean? They're expanding, they're employing people, you know? So obviously, when it comes to any internet-related space, you know, there's no question about it. And relating to personal branding relating to the internet by far outweighs formal corporate branding, you know what I mean, or for corporate footprint. You know, so it's a no-brainer.
Excellent. Now, how do you quickly then go about registering nom.za? How do I do it?
You know, we're the first ones that actually put a user interface together at Mycoza for the nom.za namespace to be able to be registered. So you can go to Mycoza /nom -ZA. And you'd be able to actually use that interface to actually apply or register for your nom.za extension.
All right, and if any information that people would need, they can just visit your website at mycoza.co.za.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
.com.
.com.
Hey, I'm confused now with the .cas and the
Mycoza.com.
Yeah.
So it is mycoza.com.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
And then,
Absolutely.
I mean, Athan, I've been dealing with you for years, especially with our business. I mean, you've always been our back end, always making sure our domains are correct and, you know, everything is up to date. And I thank you for that. And I can vouch for you at the end of the day and telling other businesses, you know what, you can depend on Athan. You've been there all these years with us. So you know what? I seriously want everybody to know that Mycoza is the place to go.
Thank you so much, Rhoda.
Listen, I must say I agree with Rhoda here, because you've just dropped the biggest bombshell of the year
Yes,
by saying, yes, domain space is for free, go and get it.
Correct.
It
It's a
is
free
that
Christmas
simple.
gift.
Now, can I ask you this? Can one person, and it might be a silly question, but I just want to know, could I, for instance, have two domain names? Could I have one with my first name and then let's say one with surname and a number or something in there as well? Could you have more than one? Should you now be like Rhoda, who's got multiple brands, juggling, you know? Could you do that as well?
Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
We can hear you.
so when it comes to the nom.za namespace, only one registration per person. That's very
Okay.
important to note. Okay,
All
so
right.
only one registration because it's non-commercial. Okay,
All right.
.co.za, you can have as many names as you want, you know what I mean? Because you're actually paying for it.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
All
but
right.
the nom.za, one domain name per person.
No, excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Athan, what can I say? You've dropped bombshells here, atom bomb. You've done it, mate. You've done it. You've done it. And do you have any idea? I don't know if you would know this. So, how many people have registered for nom.za? Do you have any idea?
Dougal, you know, that's a very, once again, brilliant question.
That's what I do.
And
That's what I do.
this is going to shock you. Okay, that it's been around for almost a decade, the nom.za. But
Wow.
we've actually put the first user interface together forward. Okay, where if you're a non-technical person, you can actually come to our website and register the nom.za free of charge.
Wow.
Okay, so we're the first people to do that. And since then, we've seen registrations accelerate phenomenally, you know. So we on average have started over the last few days that we've actually put it into place are doing something like 10, 20, 30 nom.za registrations. Prior to this, meaning a week ago, the amount of registered noms were under 30.
Wow.
Gee,
Believe it or not.
Wow.
You know, and I can guarantee you that, you know what, that namespace was inside of the next, the end of the first quarter, 2021, you know, it's going to be in the thousands. So I'm going to encourage people to secure their personal brand space for their names or their surnames, you know, as soon as possible before it's taken and then there's regret. So, you know, everybody's free of welcome to go and secure their nom.za space ASAP.
You know what? You've
Jump on it.
just given the best advice to any prospective entrepreneurs out there, because this is how you safeguard your personal brand. Nobody looks at the yellow pages anymore. We all do it this way, and you can actually own that right now. I have no more questions. Shock and awe, sir. I'm done. I'm done. Thank you. Good night. I'm done. I'm done.
Not a problem at all, Google.
I think Dougal take advantage of his opportunity, especially with your name. I mean, you know, go out there.
Yeah, there's only
register.
7 of us.
There we go. So the battle is on. The fight's going to be on for that one. Athan, thank you so much.
Yes.
That was so interesting. And you know what? I'm glad that we had this show to tell everybody about what is out there, nom.za. And I'm so excited about this. Guys, go out there and register your names, especially our guys on YouTube and these youngsters of today, and our millennials, like we would say.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Ethan, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, and we want to thank you for your time, and keep up the amazing work that you're doing at Mycoza.com, because it is just absolutely brilliant what you guys are doing, and you've created this sort of interface in order to help people there and just do it. So what can I say? Hats off to you, and keep doing what you do. And it really is people like you that keep things going. And more importantly, and I must say this to you, somebody who works in that space, you are paying it forward in such a big way, you have no idea.
You have no idea.
You have no
Thank
idea.
you. You know what? We all do what we can, Dougal.
Yeah.
And Dougal and Rhoda, thank you for having me. You know, I absolutely enjoyed the time.
We could have had you on for another 6 hours, but unfortunately it is.
But Athan, we need to come back again for another show with you. If you don't mind. We've got so much to talk about, just listening to search engines and all of these things, you know. We need to talk again. But thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really enjoyed it. And remember, be safe out there.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Ethan.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that is Athan Malambo, everybody, from Mycoza. And Rhoda, what can I say? He dropped some bombshells here. Here you have it, personal domains. There's so much in there. And the most important thing is, this is how you can help a business, like a personal brand. You can do all of this. And straight away, what you got to do, you go to their website.
That's right.
Mycoza.com. Done. You do that now.
Yes.
You have morning coffee halfway.
Yes.
And do. If you watch this tomorrow morning, don't even have the coffee. Do it.
Do it.
It is one of those things where we got to tell everybody. So you got to tell all your friends, all your family, even people you don't like.
Yeah.
Tell them too.
And you know what? What excites me is the fact that you will be the first ones. You will be the entrepreneurs. You will be the first ones to actually do this. So the pioneers. So remember, next year, this time, if you didn't do it, you've lost out.
Different story. Whatever your name is, if your name is John, if your name is Sipu, if you know more than one person that name, use your name, first name, surname, put it together. That is you.
That is yours.
Own that space. There's more than one John Smith out there. We know that. How many people with your exact name?
Oh, I don't know, but I know there's a few. A lot with my surname. My name is actually surname. Yeah. Kind of weird, but okay.
All I can say is once again, thank you very much to Athan Malambo for joining us from mycoza.com. And for all that information you need on this, and especially domain names, definitely go talk to them. And more importantly, as you can see, very friendly, and I like the way he's thinking. It is really a paying forward attitude, and it is brilliant. It is business people like that and business owners like that that makes this country great and make things go forward. And more importantly, paying it forward in a big way. And if you want to have your brand, then these are the people you got to join up with. Personal, likewise minded people. That is what you got to join up with. And that is where we come in. We like the waiters. We're bringing it to you, baby. Ta-da! Feast. Feast.
So now we've come to our end of our show, and we got another brilliant show coming up in about probably another 15 minutes, if I'm correct.
Looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that as well. Also, a lot of exciting information. So, you know what? We're going to just go away for a short time, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for watching this one. All on domain names once again. Thank you for watching. Rhoda, thank you. And, of course, very important, from mycoza.com, Athan Malambo for joining us here on Mahala Monday. We'll see you soon. Peace.